is time for the tail of the tape for the Bellator MMA welterweight title fight.
Now look at the height advantage of Douglas Lima. He is massive for the welterweight division.
Here is Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight from Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, welcome to Bellator NYC. The action begins with five 5-minute rounds for the Bellator Welterweight World Championship. And now, introducing first the blue corner. At 5'11", weighing in 169.8 pounds, the highly ranked contender tonight in his Bellator debut enters with 18 professional victories, 5 defeats. From Riverside, California, presenting the challenger, Lorenz the Monsoon Larkin. And across the cage, the champion tonight fights out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 170 pounds even. The two-time champion tonight makes his first defense after regaining the title, bringing 28 professional victories, 6 defeats. Originally from Goiânia, Goiás, Brazil, he fights out of Atlanta, Georgia, the defending Bellator welterweight world champion, Douglas the Phenom Lima. And the referee in charge of the action, Big John McCarthy.
Lorenz. Gentlemen, gone over the rules in the back. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. I want you to fight hard but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good luck to both of you.
The best in the game, Big John McCarthy, the third man inside the Bellator MMA cage, scheduled for 5 rounds for the Bellator Welterweight Championship. Douglas Lima, the Bellator welterweight champion, in the midst of his second reign.
You ready? You go.
The bell and round 1. And it is the champion, Lima, in the red gloves, the challenger, Larkin, in the blue gloves. And Jimmy, both of these warriors capable of stealing the other's soul with their striking prowess.
And they both know it. There's a tremendous amount of respect between these two fighters.
Early feeling out process as Lima fires the first salvo, low outside leg kick to the lead leg of Lorenz Larkin, known as Monsoon. And boy, blew into strike force, opened up a lot of eyes, and then of course went on to the UFC, where he leaves with a 2-fight winning streak, winner of his 4 of his last 5 fights. Lots of momentum coming into this high-pressure Bellator debut.
Douglas Lima, if there's a weakness to his style, he tends to overemphasize the power punches. A lot of right hands, a lot of left hooks. Doesn't jab that often. Both guys starting with the leg kicks.
Larkin told us going 5 rounds is not a concern. He feels that it's more of a mind game. He just has to make sure his mind knows that he's ready to go all 5, as Lima with a body kick.
One thing is, Lima has gone 5 rounds. He's never won a 5-round decision. He lost to Ben Askren, he lost to Koreshkov. He was out-wrestled in both of those fights and lost a 5-round decision. So he hasn't exactly done well over 25 minutes either. Keep that in mind.
Unlike our main event, or one of our 2 main events tonight between Chael Sonnen and Wanderlei Silva, there is mutual respect between these 2 gladiators, and we're seeing it early on, Jimmy.
A ton. Sean Merriman, he's checking us out. It's a tough question to ask anybody who has broken this fight down. It's hard to pick a winner between Lima and Larkin.
Right hand down the middle by Lima. Social media buzzing for Bellator NYC. There's a Bellator veteran also using his fingers to tweet tonight.
He's backing his fellow champ. No surprise there. There's always that extra edge when you're a, quote, Bellator fighter and free agents come in. You want to defend your territory, defend your promotion, defend your belt. Nice check of that leg kick.
Well, we saw at the end of Bellator 180 live on Spike, Ryan Bader defeating Phil Davis for the second time via split decision, but this time he becomes the new Bellator light heavyweight champion. Lorenz Larkin would like to continue that trend tonight. Under 2 minutes remaining here in the opening round. A lot of feints, a lot of stutter steps, and not a lot of contact yet, Jimmy.
They're both so wary of the other's power. They both know it can be finished with one punch. They don't want to walk into it.
Again, Lima attacking the lead leg of Lorenz Larkin. Coming up on the final 90 seconds of the first frame, scheduled for 5 for the Bellator welterweight championship. Nice 1-2 combination by Larkin.
That was quick.
Lead right hand by the champion Lima.
It's going to be hard to land. He needs to set up a jab, hook, leg kicks.
Oh, Larkin switches to a southpaw stance. Switches back to orthodox, trying to befuddle the champion Douglas Lima. Final 60 seconds of a getting to know you round 1.
Right now, just give a slight edge to Lima. His leg kicks have been a little bit more effective.
And he has Larkin up against the fence momentarily. Lima misses with that roundhouse kick. Now Larkin coming in with a lead right hand, followed up with a left. Again, high-level welterweights for the Bellator 170-pound championship. Are you surprised at all by the start, Jimmy?
No, I'm not. I expect this to be a slow burn fight where they feel each other out, maybe get going rounds 2 and 3. Nice body kick.
Oh, right uppercut, which allowed Lima to close the distance, land the left hand, has Larkin pinned against the fence in the final seconds of the opening round.
He said, I want to take your help with dead cold eyes. That's the only thing you can think of.
Second round underway here between Bellator welterweight champion Douglas Lima and the challenger Bellator MMA newcomer Lorenz Larkin. And now Lima looking to try to establish the jab. Goes underneath the armpit with that right kick and then attacks the lead leg down low. How did you score the opening 5 minutes, Jimmy?
Once again, by the barest of margins, 10-9 Lima based on those leg kicks.
Nice combination put together by Lorenz Larkin.
And that's key. When Larkin puts combinations together, you see the hand speed. He is very, very quick.
Just out of range of that attack by Douglas Lima was Larkin. Larkin pawing at Lima with the jab, trying to mesmerize him so he can follow up with something a little more vicious.
One is not going to do it. Both these guys need to throw in combination. And as we've seen, I mean, Douglas Lima tends to over-rely on the straight right hand.
Now Larkin comes in, but the kick was blocked, but an aggressive push by Larkin, who attacks the lead leg of Lima down low. 90 seconds gone in the second round.
Larkin now starting to open up, starting to throw combinations, driving Lima back. Not much landing, but showing that aggressiveness. Another great leg kick.
Yeah,
with the nose.
Lima picked off Larkin there, but yeah, Larkin punishing Lima's nose, and it's beginning to leak plasma. Now they swing extend, and Larkin connected with that right hand that caught the champion's attention. Larkin trying to impose his will and skill on Lima now. Lima catches Larkin with the left. Down goes Larkin, ground and pound from Lima.
Shades of Korshkov caught him coming in.
Lima was slashing elbows as well as the champion dropped Lorenz Larkin with that nice left hook.
Larkin's trying to keep him close. If you're Douglas Lima, you want to stand up and get back to striking because he is hurt.
And Larkin doing his best to control Lima's posture. inside the closed guard. Lima very well balanced when it comes to his successful offense. He does have 11 submission wins to go along with 13 KO victories.
That cannot be what's on his mind. You have a guy hurt, finish him with strikes. I expect him to stand up out of this. No, he's staying on with the ground and pound. Interesting choice.
Under 2 minutes left, he passes the guard into side control as Larkin trying to scramble back to his feet. And he's able to do so. But a good sequence for the Bellator welterweight champion, Douglas Lima.
That was almost finished right there, Mauro. Make no mistake.
And again, the lead left hook by Lima.
Lima looks tired, though. I think he spent a lot of energy trying to get the finish there. He's giving Lorenz Larkin time to clear his head. Nice kick.
Larkin has tasted defeat on 5 occasions, including being stopped once in his career via strikes, but Lima unable to finish him here in round 2, the final minute now of the second round. Lima walking down Larkin, Larkin keeping him at bay with that pawing jab as, again, Lima goes to that lead left hook.
And he's realizing he can't just throw the straight right.
Punches were blocked by Larkin, who delivers a right cross of his own. Final 30 seconds of the second round. Larkin just missed with that right uppercut and almost got clipped with that right cross from Lima. Again, Lima changing up his attack, attacking that lead leg, attacking the base.
And both guys have shown that they have speed and finishing ability in this round.
A good round for the champion, Lima.
I think it's the left hook, just like Koreshkov. Bang! Right on the chin. That dropped Larkin, but he wasn't able to finish. Larkin was able to clear his head and get back in this fight. Be careful when you have Douglas Lima cornered. He is like a cornered animal. He will fight back. That's what Koreshkov found out the hard way. That's why Lima's the champ.
Take care of that thing for me, Dean.
But Larkin has proven to be resilient in his past MMA career and comes into his first MMA fight for Bellator with plenty of momentum. Round 3 underway.
One thing you have to keep in mind is that Douglas Lima tends to fight in spurts. He tends to be active and take breaks like he's worried about his gas tank.
Body kick by Lima. Larkin told us that he feels he's more of a fluid striker, where Lima's more of a powerhouse. Larkin feels that he doesn't throw a lot of crazy strikes, speaking about the champion, but he's a powerhouse, so any of his strikes could knock you out. He doesn't use a lot of setups.
Yeah, very, very basic. Comes in 1, 2, 3. A lot of faith in that right hand. Leg kicks, right hand. That's the meat and potatoes of his offense. You see what I'm talking about? He tends to back off, take little breaks, then he'll lunge forward.
And that's where Larkin has to take advantage of those opportunities.
He's got to be active when Lima is inactive.
Another body kick by Lima. Larkin back in a southpaw stance. How did you score round 2, Mr. Smith?
Much easier. 10-9 for Lima. Really had Larkin hurt. Veteran move by Larkin to keep Lima close on the ground, get his breath back, get back into the fight.
Again, just a lead right hand attacking the shoulder there was Lima. And again, that body kick, but Larkin from the southpaw stance circling to his right where he has been clipped with that left hook.
Yes. Think about the psychological aspect, too. He was moving forward, he was landing in combination, then bang, Lima hits it. It might stifle Larkin's offense just a little bit. So everything was looking good right when he got dropped.
Larkin content in staying in the southpaw stance, busy trying to establish that right jab, inside low kick by the champion Lima. Grew up watching movies like Kickboxer, inspiring him to fight and using his kicks deftly tonight.
Nice right hand.
What does Larkin have to do a better job of as this fight progresses in terms of trying to close the distance on the champion, Jim?
Angle, then attack. Right now, he's angling on the outside defensively. It's hard for Lima to get a read on him. What he has to do is cut the angle and then come in when Lima's unprepared.
And Lima just planted another stiff jab on the mug of Lorenz Larkin. Coming up next, many call him the next big thing in mixed martial arts. It's the much ballyhooed debut of 20-year-old Aaron Pico, whose playpen, well, might as well have been a wrestling mat, right?
Yeah, very true. Started very young and basically skipped his high school and college careers and went straight to try to make the Olympic team. Came within a point of it.
Literally bred to be a mixed martial artist. Started boxing at a young age and will make his pro debut tonight as Larkin landed that left body kick to the champion Lima.
So far, Lima's landed a little bit cleaner. I thought that right hand pushed him back.
And of course, we can't discount the altar boy. Zach Freeman would love to spoil Aaron Pico's professional debut coming up.
8-2, the guy has real experience.
Under a minute and a half left here in round 3. Body kick by Lima.
Larkin's having trouble right now getting through the defense of Douglas Lima.
Yeah, and just
another good right.
Got caught with another right hand from the champion Douglas Lima.
And I think Lima, to his part, has been less active but more effective. I think when he has thrown, it's driven Larkin back.
And
got a punch to the gut.
some sportsmanship there by Lima, and touches gloves with Larkin. That may have been just below the equator. There's a jab by Larkin, but Larkin's scouting report seems to be proving to be accurate thus far, Jimmy, in terms of Lima just loading up on all his shots.
But he's been able to catch Larkin intermittently with those strikes.
And there, again,
so once again, he kind of waits for Larkin to open up a little bit, and he throws something at him. Not a lot of combinations. Larkin, for his part, throwing combination that hasn't been landing effectively.
Exactly. Final 10 seconds of the third round. Here at Madison Square Garden, the mecca of combat sports, and Lima trying to unload on Larkin to punctuate his performance in the round.
All right, you ready? Let's get up.
It's the penultimate round in this 5-round championship affair. And Jimmy, I know we just started working together, but I think I can read your mind. Do you have the champion pitching a shutout thus far?
Thus far, yes. Round 1 could easily go either way. I thought round 2, of course, he hurt him. Round 3, he just landed the more effective strikes. Larkin was busier, however.
Douglas Lima, the champion in the red gloves. The challenger, Lorenz Larkin, in his Bellator debut, sporting the blue gloves. And he needs to see an uptick in his offense. Has to try to solve the path to the champion, Douglas Lima. Has to find a way to negotiate that distance, Jimmy.
And Lima has been effective when Larkin hasn't had room to move, and his back's been toward the fence. He's been a little crowded. That's when Lima has really unloaded.
Lima continues to take pot shots at the lead leg. Talk about that strategy and how effective it can be, Jimmy.
Rounds 4 and 5, that leg just won't work. You have trouble turning on it, you have trouble moving. It really shuts down a guy who moves and cuts angles, which Lorenz Larkin loves to do.
There's a left kick underneath the right arm of Douglas Lima, but single shots, Jimmy, aren't going to get it done.
Well, the thing is that Lima, you can call his style basic, which I do. He generally throws the right hand over the top, left hooks and leg kicks, but he always keeps his hands high. He doesn't play that much. He'll drop a little bit on the outside, but when he's in close, he keeps those hands very, very high.
And that's something we haven't seen a lot of in terms of punches to the body. We've seen body kicks, but you saw Lima change his trajectory and begin to attack the midriff of Lorenz Larkin.
Wondering if in this fourth round, Lorenz Larkin turns it up. He needs these championship rounds. One of the first three could have easily gone his way to the judges. You never know.
Just like Mars back in the day, Jimmy, Larkin needs to pump up that volume. As the lead left hook.
Well, that's an old school reference, buddy.
Hey, I'm almost 50, you know.
50 years young, my friend.
We are just past the midpoint of round number 4. Lima continues to walk down Larkin in that southpaw stance and landing the jab. And the fans at home enjoying the action. And we have seen spurts of that back and forth action, but I don't think we've seen the fistic fireworks that we anticipated, and there are a few reasons why, Jim.
Yeah, a lot of respect. Both guys are tricky opponents, especially Larkin. He angles a lot. It's hard to get a read on him.
Oh, there's a left hook and a left kick that lands for Larkin.
Yeah, Larkin getting a little busier in this fourth round.
That may very well have been his best sustained offense of the fight.
Now, Lorenz Larkin doesn't move at Douglas Lima's pace. He just doesn't. But what Douglas Lima has done is he's made him punch at Lima's pace. He has him in that busy with his hands.
Again, the lead right hand by Lima scores, and then he lands the jab.
It's always one or two. He just backs off after. And he's been less effective, I think, in this fourth round. Lima hasn't thrown like he did in the first three.
There's a front kick by Lorenz Larkin. Side kick, oblique kick there by Larkin. Coming up on the final minute of the fourth round, and Larkin beginning to loosen up a bit here in round 4.
Now he has Lima against the fence. Let's see if he presses. Surprised we haven't seen a takedown so far from Larkin. You know, try it, give it a shot, see if you can get him to the ground. Maybe ice a close round.
Sharp body kick by Lima. Larkin double pumping the jab, coming in, but it's tripped up by the champion. And now in the open guard, Douglas Lima will try to capitalize on this situation as again Larkin immediately controls the champion's posture.
He's very good at that. Now Lima advancing to half guard. This is a close round. Let's see if he can maybe get a little offense going, turn it his way.
Larkin wall walking back to a vertical base, now turning the champion up against the fence. Final few seconds of what has been Lorenz Larkin's best round. Has it been enough to get the round on Jimmy Smith's scorecard? We'll find out.
You know.
Sportsmanship, lots of respect. So, did Lorenz Larkin finally get a round on your unofficial scorecard, Jimmy?
Yeah, I believe he did. I gave him around 10-9. Once again, extremely close.
On Jimmy's scorecard, you have it 39-37 for the champion. So, and now knowing, honestly, you are one of the best at what you do, and it's not easy. We're trying to tell the story of the fight, and you are always
tough job.
Bang on, my man.
It's a thankless job. It's a thankless job. Ask Twitter. It's a thankless job.
If that's the case, Larkin needs to really close the show here in the 5th frame. Snap kick by Lima.
The only round that was really decisive, in my opinion, was round 2. When he hurt him, knocked him down, couldn't finish him. Other than that, it's been Lima, I think, a little more effective, but Lorenz Larkin a lot busier.
Larkin trying to cut off the cage, trying to walk down the champion, pawing at him with the jab, but needs to put together a combination. And after 20 minutes of action, wow, this is how close this fight is. According to CompuStrike, dead even in terms of arm strikes landed and almost in terms of punches thrown.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So we expected it to be a hotly contested, competitive affair, and the numbers bear that out. Oh, jumping,
Getting creative in
back
round
kick
5.
by Larkin. Larkin also very creative with the hairstyle, always representing his hometown of Riverside, California. Riverside Bell would love to ring champion Douglas Lima's bell here in the 5th frame.
Millennium MMA, great team out there, been out there forever. Lima's a lot less active in this 5th round.
Douglas Lima training out of American Top Team in Atlanta. Midpoint of the 5th and final round. Lima lands the jab. Larkin back to his southpaw stance. Does this behoove him, Jimmy? Fighting as a lefty.
I think anything that changes it up and maybe opens up Lima is a good idea. He hasn't really been able to get past the defense yet. Caught him with the left hand coming in, just grazed him with it again.
Coming up on the final 2 minutes of this championship fight for the Bellator welterweight crown. Body kick again scores for Lima. Yes, again with the left hook, which has been his money punch so far in this fight. Larkin trying to blind him with the flurry of jabs.
Under 2 minutes, this is where if you have something to take, you got to spend it. You can't take your punches home with you.
And it looks like Larkin is trying to do just that. Has to be cognizant that time is becoming potentially his worst enemy. 90 seconds left in the fight. Again, that lead left hook by Lima scores. The sense of urgency definitely in the body language is with the challenger Larkin.
Lima, though, can't feel great about the scorecard. There's been a lot of close rounds. Hasn't been very active in rounds 4 and 5. Another good body kick, nice leg kick.
Yeah.
Man, they can both do it.
Under a minute left in the fight. We are just getting started here on pay-per-view. Bellator NYC. Mauro Ranallo, Jimmy Smith at Capeside. I'll say it, all-star broadcast crew, my man.
All the best in the business in this building. It's amazing.
30 seconds left in the fight.
I will get an angry tweet from Joe Rogan, but that's okay.
Well,
I don't
Joe
mind.
is the man. And of course, Joe Rogan, Boss Room, Jimmy Smith. I wonder what you guys all have in common. I guess it's a prerequisite. You guys have to be bald or shave your heads to be the best at what you do.
We hate hair. We all do.
Final 15 seconds of this Bellator welterweight title tilt. Body kick again by Lima. And it looks like we are headed to the judges' scorecards to determine who will walk out of MSG Bellator welterweight champion. So 25 minutes are in the books here at the Garden. Jimmy, how did you score the 5th round?
I gave it 10-9. Lorenz Larkin, busier, more active, really throwing in rounds 4 and 5, and Douglas Lima kind of took those 2 rounds off. Didn't have the activity he had in the first 3 rounds. That might cost him. The story of this fight, activity, angling, combinations from Lorenz Larkin, but Douglas Lima landing the more effective single punches. Caught him, hurt him in round 2, could not put him away. But throughout the fight, it was Lorenz Larkin throwing good combinations and then Lima countering with one big shot that would land.
Well, we said it would be a smorgasbord of strikes, and man, this is how even it was according to CompuStrike. Incredibly, Lima and Larkin each landing a total of 60 strikes, almost throwing an equal amount of strikes. Let's find out who is the Bellator welterweight champion. Here's Michael C. Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage-side. Your first judge, Chris Lee, scores the fight 50-45. Well, judges Dave Torelli and Doug Crosby both see the fight the same, 48-47. All see it for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, Bellator welterweight world champion, Douglas the Phenom Lima.
So Douglas Lima spoils the Bellator debut of Lorenz Larkin, retaining the Bellator welterweight title. Let's go up to Jimmy Smith.
I'm here with the winner and still champ, Douglas Lima. It looked like every time he got aggressive, every time he put you against the fence, you answered with power punches, able to counter over the top. You think that was the key tonight?
Man, he messed me up when he switched left-handed. I couldn't get the distance too good, you know what I mean? He's just a tough guy.
Speaking of tough guys, speaking of free agents, speaking of people who want that belt, Rory McDonald is cage side. You know he's next. What are your words for him, brother?
Come get it. Come get it. I know he's been through a lot of tough fights, but wait until he come and face me. You'll see what a tough fight is.
You heard it from the champ, Douglas Lima. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen.